I picked up a 335xi that needed an engine, and I got a replacement engine, but before I put it in, I'm trying to fix all the common sources of oil leaks. In the manual it says you have to use special tools to replace the crank seals. I couldn't find anyone local to rent a set from, so I went and I bought one myself online. So today let's replace the front crank seal. For the front seal, you're going to have to use 4 of the tools in the set. The first tool is to push in and loosen the old seal. The second tool is to pull out the seal. The third tool is to center the seal. And then the fourth tool is used to press in the seal the correct depth. And then you also need a primer and a sealer. I ended up buying all my stuff from FCP Euro. First, let's remove the crank pulley. Do not remove the big center bolt. If you do that, you might mess up your timing. Take off the 6 hex bolts that go around the big center bolt. Once that's off, you're going to use the first tool to push in the seal. After that, you get to use the puller. This has to be twisted into the seal pretty good. The seal is pretty thick, so you're going to have to do it by hand. Go as far as you can by hand, and then use a wrench to go further. Once it's in there pretty good, you can screw in the center bolt to pull the seal out. Once that's out, I used a rag soaked in brake clean to wipe the crank and the block. And then to keep the seal from ripping, put a little coat of oil either on the crank or inside the seal before you install it. Before installing the seal, we need to put primer on the grooves. While you're waiting for the primer on the seal to dry, you can install that third tool. It just gets bolted onto the crank. And then when you put on the seal, make sure the grooves on the seal line up with the lines on the block. Then you can use the fourth tool to press in the seal. You can go ahead and tighten it until it bottoms out on the block. This will press in the seal to the correct depth. It's not supposed to be flush with the block, it's supposed to be a little bit inset. Now you can take off all the tools and brush primer on the block lines, and then you can use the injection kit to inject the sealer to fill in the grooves. Once you see the sealer kind of squeezing out there, that's good enough. And then once you're done with both sides, you can brush primer to bind the sealer. While I was on the FCP Euro website, I found this seal guard for the N54 engine. It's supposed to protect the engine from sucking in the drive belt through the seal. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to put it on before I put on the crank pulley. I hope this helps you, and if you're in Fairbanks, let me know if you need to use a tool set.